seatbelts. Guys, please do put on your seatbelts. It is the law in this country and it's for your safety. Engineers park on the left-hand side. And just past the garage here on the left-hand side, there is a lifeblood of London. Most Londoners probably won't own a motor vehicle. Just here on the right-hand side is a railway station and a tube station, an underground, a metro station. And that's only about a mile or so. So we came back in a different coach, one that has suspension and, can you believe it, air conditioning. I don't have air conditioning in my house. Last week it was up in the 90s. And when the heat gets into our houses, it's very unpleasant because our flats and our apartments and houses are designed really to keep the heat in winter. So when it gets in, it doesn't go out. My flat girl, she's not the queen, she's not equivalent to Queen Elizabeth II. She was on the throne, she was the monarch. She's a queen. It's a bit like a pack of playing cards. You've got a king, a queen, and a jack. And they're a hierarchy, let's be frank. One trumps the other one at one. So they're a long-lived family. He's in his 70s, so he could easily last another 20-25 years or more. The title passes immediately to his son, William, his firstborn. That's the way it works. And then we're all wondering, what will Camilla's title be then? Not sure, to be honest. She can't be Queen Mother, because she's not. She can't be Queen Stepmother, it just doesn't sound right. And I don't know if they would go for that. I have a feeling they might call her the Dowager Queen, which is a bit if you're a Downton Abbey fan, you'll have heard that word. But I have a feeling they might call her that, but it doesn't sound very nice, does it? Dowager. It sounds a bit old-fashioned. We'll see. When she wears jewellery to parties, that's not necessarily the royal regalia. We'll come back to that later when we talk about a little bit about the Tower of London, but there isn't a specific set aside. Here on the left-hand side, in front of your hotel, you'll probably have noticed is the River Thames. The River Thames is very important. The River Thames is why London is where it is. It's tidal. It goes up and down by 20. The superhighway of London, you can push from the sea all the way into the centre and vice versa. And everyone who is anyone will travel by the river, including everybody's favourite king, King Henry VIII, the one with the 6 unlucky wives. Well, actually, one of them was quite lucky. More on that later in the tower. You see there's a guy down there over on the left-hand side, out of the back in Ireland. I can't really tell it's Ireland over this distance. They might be looking for treasure, jewellery, coins, anything that had fallen into the river or thrown into the river and ended up in the river. That's what it's called. You need a license for that. Remember Chevy Chase's European Adventure? Where Chevy Chase goes round and round and round in the roundabout? This is the roundabout just here. And over there on the right-hand side, that red brick building is Lambeth Palace, the home of the Archbishop of Canterbury, the head of the Church of England in London. To the right, you see Big Ben and the Houses of Parliament. We'll be coming back there later. Look to your left again, a cube-shaped building in the centre of the river with the white lines going down it, and a gap halfway up. That's the new American Embassy, newish. It's got an old-school technology around it, a boat. Well, if it works, it works. Here in the centre of the roundabout is a palm tree, yes. Because of course London is a very, very hot city, centre of the pineapple industry. Just here, you see, we do get some weather. It's quite nice today so far, we'll see how it goes. Now, whatever brings your skin, whatever, that kind of pub food, you sit down at a table, look at the number on the table, take that number up to the bar, give them your table number, make your order, pay for it, go sit down, and they'll bring the food to your table. But you must do the transaction up at the counter almost always. So remember that. You're never very far from a pub. We just passed one on the right. Here's another one. And as I say, they are the centre really of the social world. The Rugby World Cup is on at the moment. Most of you probably don't know much about rugby, but it is a big event. And so in the next And in a moment we'll see a very nice pub, one of the nice pubs in the centre of this area. And then as we turn left of these traffic lights, you will see it on the right hand side. Named after Albert. Listen guys, if you get a pub named after you, that's the pinnacle which really levels certain areas around London. And when they rebuilt, they didn't just rebuild to see me or Lewis pretty quickly before we walk off. Buckingham Palace, if you'd come here in the 1700s, it was nice, but it was a modest, stately home. Modest, it's all relative, I suppose. Most of Buckingham Palace is built up in the early 1800s for the first queen to live there, who's Queen Victoria. Now think about that for a second. Relatively speaking to the list of kings and queens, early 1800s.
âm khác nữa.
floor balcony, probably not your own front door for that kind of money. So again, you don't get much for your money. Going further out to zone 5-6, you're looking at, let's see, especially if you've ever fancied driving a coach. No? Don't rule it out too quickly, think about it. I don't think the side of the road was the problem, to be honest. We won a prize last year and we're very proud of it. We are the slowest moving city for traffic in the world. I thought LA was going to win that. But yes, I know, thank you very much. I thought LA would win that, but we won. Even if there isn't any traffic, the speed limit in most of the central parts of London now is 20 miles an hour. So if you go over 20 miles, it's really hard to drive at 20 miles an hour. So we'll see what actually happens in reality. I'll come back to the traffic in a moment, because I want to talk about the street we're about to turn up, which is Parliament Street and Whitehall. If you ever get asked in a quiz, what happened to XYZ London building, guess, burnt down, and you'll probably be right. It's that easy. There used to be a palace over here called Whitehall. What do you think happened to it in 1698? Oh, very good. You guys know your history. That's exactly what happened. Here on the left-hand side, through the archway, is the entrance to the cabinet rooms, that underground complex underneath the building on the left, which World War II was in part, at least, erected. That's visitable as well. Very narrow space. Again, you want to look at that one. Here on the right is the cenotaph. It's a memorial to the dead of World War I. And then look to your left at these black railings with high security around it. This is Downing Street, where the Prime Minister lives. Down the very bottom of the street, on the right-hand side is a black, it's very hard to see, guys, a black coloured building, and that's where on the street. But I'm going to ask you now to look left, because on the left-hand side you've got one of the lovely sights, I think, of London. In two sentry boxes, the mounted cavalry version of the foot guards that we saw outside Buckingham Palace. They're in sentry boxes coming up here on the left-hand side. They do 1 hour in that horse central box, and then they're taken off. And if it's very hot, they do even less than an hour. That's the toughest job in London. It's hot. That guy is sweating pretty hard already. There's lots of tourists around, and unfortunately people go up. They recently put up a new sign saying, "Don't touch the reins," because people who don't know horses think it's a good idea to touch the reins, and it does not go down well with those people. Really tough job. They're usually on from 10 to 4 o'clock every day, and then they dismount essentially. At the top of this street is one of the iconic squares of London, Trafalgar Square. And Trafalgar Square is named after the Battle of Trafalgar, early 1800s. It's a battle between the English and the French, Napoleon. It's run by a guy called Admiral Nelson. He stands in statue form on top of the column. In front of us, you'll see it on the right-hand side in a minute, surrounded by lions, the symbol of England, who are guarding in statue form. He, the poor man, shot dead at the moment of it. Here in the circular roundabout on top of the horse is King Charles I, looking down the street where he lost his head. And when I say he lost his head, I don't mean he was faced it. It was taken from his shoulders. He's the only king of England to be executed. At the far side of Trafalgar Square, that's the National Art Gallery. Free to enter, as are most of our big museums. If we have any Canadian guests, is there any Canadian guests? Yes, Canada here actually. Because on the left-hand side there used to be offices for the Canadian Pacific Railway as well. So it was like a mini Canada. And third, he's the hero of Hamilton, the musical. He was the guy who was on the throne when the US made that disastrous decision to go independent. We're going to turn right here. We're going to go to another place called Piccadilly Circus. As we do, just glance to the left. You'll see another guy statue on top of a column. That's the Duke of York, who marched his men to the top of the hill and down again in the nursery rhyme for no apparent reason, maybe just because he could. The Duke of York is the title given to the second son of the monarch. So the current Duke of York is he who shall not be named. Much worse than Lord Voldemort. Prince Andrew. Disappeared prince. It's always the spares who get in trouble at the moment. Notice that. So Charles is called the entertainment district, where you come to have fun, where you come to party, where you come to the cinema, to the theatres. So this is really the entertainment space of London. And one of the most iconic parts of Piccadilly Circus. Over to the right in a moment you'll see what looks like a fountain, a statue colloquially known as the Statue of Eros. And it's very much used as a meeting point for people who don't know London very well. You'll always see people sitting around and waiting to meet someone. From here, within a 5 mile away, this is Piccadilly Circus here on the right hand side. We're going to turn up Piccadilly. Now what does Piccadilly mean? Piccadilly was a type of starched collar from the late 1500s, early 1600s, made of pointed lace. You ever see old paintings from that period? They're very finely worked that men and women used to wear as part of their uniforms or their outfits. And now we're going down Piccadilly and we're going to do a bit of Wimbledon style guiding. I'm going to ask you to look left and right and left and right pretty quickly perhaps. First I'm going to ask you to look left. There's something new up here. There's a kind of, it looks like a Japanese anime hanging from a building, a purple. This wasn't here yesterday, I'm not sure what it is, so we'll see if we can figure it out together. These windows, think of this as the Harrods of food, high-end food store here on the left-hand side. Flip over to the right through this archway, you see into the area called the Royal Academy of Arts. It's a, let's wave at this guy here, if he turns to us. No, turn. No, he's not. So that's an early shopping mall. He's the security guard for that shopping mall. A Beadle, it's called. The area to the right is Mayfair. That area is very, very wealthy indeed. Think 5-star hotel. James's Palace with a clock face. It's very hard to see today because of the sunshine. Built in the time of Henry VIII, 1500s. Coming up on the left-hand side, the Ritz Hotel. One of the very high-end places to do it because it's mostly about the ambience. You probably picked it up a few months ago and it's going to cost you nearly $100 US. Gorgeous. Oh dear, we got 3. Okay, Marcelo, 3 for the airport please. When I'm Prime Minister, and I will be, that's going to be a crime. I'm going to ban it. Look, I've got nothing against cucumbers. I've got nothing against bread, but those two should not be together. Not right. It's not right. The Hard Rock Cafe. It's a brown awning on the right hand side and you go, so what? I didn't come to London to see the Hard Rock Cafe. And you're right, but this is the very first one in the whole world. This is where the Hard Rock Cafe began in the early 1970s. It was a British brand originally. Anybody know who owns the Hard Rock Cafe brand now? And it's coming up on the right hand side in a moment. You'll see a brown awning. You'll see the shop first on the right hand side and you'll see a brown awning for the cafe. Just Wellington. He's the infantry version of Admiral Nelson that we saw back on Trafalgar Square. He defeats the French with help again at something called the Battle of Waterloo in the early 1800s. If you was transferred into a hearse and driven out to Windsor where she's buried. So this, the funeral was covered in soldiers and this is where one of the big moments of the funeral took place. Just here, this is the Wellington Arch. To your left, this is the back garden of Buckingham Palace, just so you know where you are. And just behind the Wellington Arch is Wellington himself on statue form, sitting on the horse. That horse, Copenhagen, carried him at the Battle of Waterloo for over 12 hours. And was so loved and respected that in retirement, apparently that horse died from eating too many cakes. It's not a bad way to go. If you ever have to guess, a bit like what happens to that XYZ building in London that burned down, if you have to guess what are they building there, guess luxury hotel, and you'll probably be right. It's really quite easy. We're going to turn to the left, and in front of you is the beginning of Hyde Park. A bit like Central Park is to New York, Hyde Park is to London. In the summer, it has lots of really, really big rock concerts. So this year we had Bruce Springsteen, Billy Joel, Pink, Guns N' Roses. Last year we had the Rolling Stones, Elton John and the Eagles. A fight broke out during the Eagles famously was reported in the newspapers. Guess what song they were playing when the fight broke out? Take It Easy. I wish I couldn't make that up. Unbelievable. So Hyde Park, a very important space. When most Londoners probably don't have much space in terms of gardens, so Hyde Park becomes our garden. And every March, April, when the sun finally, the French community of London are associated with this area, and the Middle Eastern communities of London, the wealthier ones from the Gulf, are also associated with this area. So you'll see as we move down here, Nusser Et. It's run by a guy called Salt Bay. I don't know if any of you have heard of Salt Bay. He wears round, dark sunglasses and a white t-shirt, day or night. He's the guy who... So there's the Mandarin Oriental over here on the right, and this is Harvey Nichols here on the left-hand side. To the right, if you're a Formula One fan, you'll get a glimpse under the trees on the right hand side, some orange flashes. That's the McLaren. You're going to get lost inside, it's like a maze. I think the idea is you get lost, you max out your credit card, then they show you where the door is. It is a feast for the senses though. Give yourself a little bit of time, you want probably an hour and a half just to fully explore it. If you come back by tube, guys, which is arguably the easiest way to come. You definitely can't walk it from the hotel. The tube station is Knightsbridge, and the tube comes out, the exit is right here on your left-hand side, where the stairs are just there. So that's the exit. So you can get right beside Harrods if you come by tube. And if you look here we are, looking into the window display of Harrods. Very tastefully done, of course, as you'd expect from Harrods.